The Irishman, a legacy novella, written by Sheritta Bitikofer, narrated by J. Lindenwood.
The Irishman. Chapter 1. Glengariff, Ireland, in County Cork, 1770. Dustin mumbled curses under his breath as he pushed his way through the tall, densely clustered patches of grass along the riverbank. His eyes skimmed along the path ahead of him, looking for a flash of thin, tiny white petals. There were plenty of wildflowers bunched together in his fist, but none of them were the right ones that he needed, the ones that were so prized by Cassandra. Nearly an hour of trudging up and down the water's edge had yielded nothing but a pair of tired eyes and sore feet. Dustin didn't have to look up to know that he was nearing the waterfall for the 5th time. The constant rushing of water over the rocks and the crinkling of dried weeds beneath his feet had been his only companion for what should have been a short trip to the forests north of Glengariff. At least the thick canopy above him shielded some of the afternoon sun. He spotted many colorful flowers varying in shades of rich violet and bright yellows. The occasional gleaming white petals caught his eye, which made his heart flutter with excitement, only to find that it was nothing but a bramble or hogweed flower that clung to life so late in the year. Dustin knew it was a long shot to find that one flower Cassandra loved so dearly, but he had held out hope that with the unseasonably warm weather there would still be a few remaining in the forest. He stopped and rubbed at his eyes that must have been bloodshot by now. Yet he couldn't give up. It would have been the perfect wedding present for his Cassandra, and she deserved it. He could have turned back and settled for the other flowers he had picked earlier, but it wasn't enough. Dustin carefully waded up the steep incline to the top of the waterfall that emptied into the lazy river below. It had to be there somewhere. They had sat by this river plenty of times in the past, and that's when she first drew his attention to the bog stitchwort flower. He remembered how her eyes sparkled with delight at the very sight of the flimsy, almost transparently white petals. Dustin wanted to see that joy alight in her face again, just one more time before they were pronounced husband and wife tomorrow morning. When he reached the top of the hill, he paused and wiped his brow with the sleeve of his shirt. As he lowered his arm, he saw it. Just a hair bigger than his own fingernail, the blooming head of the bog stitchwort sprouted amongst the grasses. Nearly encased in on all sides by the thick stalks of other weeds and grasses around the flower, Dustin wasn't surprised that he missed it. Without a moment's hesitation, he dove for it as if it would elude his grasp like a mischievous, disappearing fairy. He plucked it from its resting place and held it up to the light to confirm that it was indeed the flower he sought after. The long, clear petals extended out from its squarish stalk in a nearly perfect star-shaped arrangement with white oval inlays, giving it such a unique and pleasing quality. The thin spindles that reached out from the center quivered under his breath, so fragile and delicate. It was nothing like Cassandra, and perhaps that's why she adored it so much. Being careful not to bruise the flower, he tucked it gently amongst the others he had collected earlier and hurried back toward town. It was already late in the day, and there was still so much left to do. Glengariff had been his home all his life. It was by no means a large town or trading hub as Cork, or even Bantry on the other side of the bay. It served as a comfortable and cozy village frequented by wealthy men and women looking for a restful and secluded holiday. Those who took up permanent residence were well acquainted or related in some distant way to everyone else. No secrets could stay hidden for long amongst this close-knit community. Newcomers or visitors were welcomed with equal warmth and civility as if they were already part of this extensive family. Every good turn of fortune was celebrated by all, and every tragedy brought about a kind of communal mourning that made their relations even stronger than before. It was no surprise to the people of Glengariff when Dustin and Cassandra announced their engagement. They had been joined at the hip ever since they were children, and they had become even closer when her mother passed away and his family elected to help look after her and her father, since they lived on neighboring farms.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?